Hey guys, Xranthian here, and tonight I wanted to take a moment to talk about the Indulgence Mutation X. I got this atomizer in today, and I have to say I'm quite impressed. We'll start with the build deck. Alright, as you can see, it's a rather large deck. It's built very deep. The posts, each negative post, is built into the deck itself, so that it's all machined as one piece. And that positive post is the only thing that's separate. Now, as I turn it around, you can't see for that quarter piece of cotton that's stuffed down in there. But this deck is very deep, so the juice well does not leave you wanting. The next piece I want to talk about is the cap. These heat fins are to help dissipate any heat from your coils that would come up in most atomizers, like the tugboat, which I have authentics, and they do kind of get warm. The Delrin and their drip tip helps to dissipate that. The drip tip that came with the Mutation X is very wide open. So much so that, in contrast to another, you can see that it seats into the full 510 top. Alright. Back to this top cap. These fins are your airflow control. You just swivel it to block off some of the holes. The top is beveled in. That reduction helps with vapor production. Next to the canister. The canister on the Mutation X is rather interesting. It has no logos of any kind. It does have 18 air holes stacked diagonally, and the reason for that, it creates sort of a vortex as opposed to just a straight draw over the coil. Now, you adjust the airflow. You can see it's wide open by just twisting the cap, and it'll block off these air holes. Now, I've already seated the atomizer. I've adjusted my top pen to make sure that my positive is making connection. I have a VTC5, and this is a 9/8 wrap 24 gauge Canthal that ohms in at 0.3. And 0.3 is kind of has a purpose. I'll explain in a minute. But this is with the airflow completely open. Let me back up a little bit so you can see. As you can see, it produces a lot of vapor. And for a 0.3, that's pretty good. But I'm going to close off half of the airflow. The reason for it is those people that chase the bigger, denser clouds, if you have too airy of a draw, you're not going to get density. You'll get a lot of vapor production, but it's going to be thin. With half the airflow control blocked off, the density of the vape and the flavor is a little more prevalent. But there's not as much. Now, the reason for pointing out that it's a 0.3 build is the atomizer is a 510 connector. So being 510, it'll fit any mod from the Manhattan that I just showed to, say, a clone Nemi, the El Siglio, El Gigante, or the Dream Box. And this was the reason for it being a 0.3. At a 0.3 build, I can run this safely at 120 watts. And with it being regulated, I run no risk of venting my batteries. Now, I'm going to rejuice and show what this atomizer can withstand at 3 volts. Now 3 volts is the Dream Box turned all the way down, and this is with the airflow wide open. There's still a really good vapor production. Now, if you build lower, and for safety reasons, I'm not going to say to what ohms, but having that wide open vapor, or airflow control, sorry, I'll turn this all the way up. This is at 120 watts, which is 6 volts. These heat fins kept that top cap from getting hot. The drip tip, no raise in temperature. The vape, however, was a little bit warmer. But with such airflow, you can still get a really good, not truly hot vape. I'm going to turn it back down to about half and show you with half airflow that this will still produce a very dense and a lot of vapor. Now guys, when it comes to vapor production, yes, your build has a lot to do with it, but also all of my juices are high VG. The box is safe at 0.3. A VTC5 is safe at 0.3. If you're using anything that's at a lower than 30 amp rated battery, continuous draw, please build safe. Alright. The Mutation X is available at vapordna.com, and I hope you enjoy it. Build safe, vape free, guys.